So the boys!
Oh, that's a good intro. He's back.
Yeah. Welcome back to
Mexico.
Welcome back to the DRS Podcast. Woo. Is that enthusiastic for you?
Yes, it was.
It's only downhill from here.
Tom Bolton, Tom Daly, let us know what you thought of the Mexican Grand Prix.
After you.
So I thought it was actually quite a boring race. In terms of the racing,
Sorry, go on.
certainly for the first half. After the red flag, it certainly spiced things up. But I just don't think that the Mexico track is very conducive. The point was,
Mexico.
the track itself could do with more imagination in its design.
Yeah.
Which I think is a very good point, because it's long straights, tight chicanes. Okay, there's a fair bit of like high speed at the back of the track, but there's no opportunity to overtake. It's not something like Maggots and Beckett's or something
unless your name is Lando Norris, then there's plenty of opportunity to overtake.
Mr. Norris.
Yeah, interesting race for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, interesting race. I mean, was it a good race? No, because Lando started 17th, which I wasn't happy about, but it was good to see a bit of a mixed up field where the Aston Martins at the back. We had Ferrari 1-2, so
we did.
It was set up to be a different race compared to normal. But after turn one, it was completely normal with Perez bottling it and Verstappen in the lead.
Perez, well, gutted for Perez in his home race. He was, I don't know if he was in tears, but he looked like he was about to get there. But he was, it couldn't have gone any worse. Like,
No.
for a home race, he got Danny Rick up his arse, let's say. And Danny Rick qualified P4. Perez crashed the first corner into. He didn't give Charles enough space.
No.
But he said that he didn't think Charles would brake so late.
Right.
Because I think he was trying to go around him on wide, and he thought normally, someone in the middle, like Qatar almost.
Yeah. They have to back out.
Yeah, they think he'd back out, but Charles just went for it, and that's when the collision. They said it was a racing incident, but he held his hands up and went, it happens, but couldn't have gone any worse for him.
No.
Especially at a home Grand Prix.
You got a bit trigger happy.
First turn as well.
Yeah, I know. But like, what an amazing start. Started down in 5th, and then to be potentially contending for the lead. I think he saw this, and he saw his home fans, and he was like, "I'm gonna this."
Put on a show.
It was. I think Crofty said he was going for that hero or zero moment, but it ended up being zero moment. But he looked visibly devastated, didn't he, from that helmet cam when you saw afterwards, just head in his hands. So not a good race for him.
I didn't even notice though, when he drove back to the pits and then he was still in his car and they were just trying to fix it. Only until they replayed the clip, the side angle shot, and seen how much damage he had to his side pod.
Yeah, really? It was bad, wasn't it?
It was like, I don't even know how I'm going to describe this, but it was bad, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think there was a moment where I thought he was going to keep going and just, with it being his home race, just start from the last, but it was never. Especially when you see the slow motion replay of how high the car actually flew up into the air as well. It must have come down with some force, broken the floor, broken the suspension. So yeah.
But did Charles ever get a penalty? Do you know, because they were talking about it, or I think at least Crofty was, because he was driving around with that broken front wing.
Oh yeah.
And there was there debris on the track at one point?
On turn
one.
Yeah, well, they brought the virtual safety car out for that, didn't they?
Yeah.
So I think he got away with it.
But it wasn't on the racing line, I don't think, the debris.
No,
I think that's what they were saying.
I'm surprised they brought the virtual safety car out at all, to be honest. I think because the pack was so bunched up, they probably could have just retrieved it without.
Where did he finish for? Was it 4th and 5th? Or
Charles was 3rd.
3rd and 4th.
3rd and 4th, I think, yeah, because they obviously went on the alternate strategy, whereas they went, obviously, we'll come on to this shortly, but when it was that safety car, they both went on the hards. Hamilton went on the used mediums. So I was personally thinking that, Hamilton's had it. There's no way he's going to be able to. There was still 20-something laps, but the mediums.
Oh yeah, the mediums were great. It was on
I think you're right.
On some like Formula One analytic thing on Twitter. They were saying, Fred Vasseur, the whole race was saying, oh, the hards will catch up within like 5 laps or something to the medium, and they just didn't. I think it was only sort of like the last 5 or 10 laps that the hards actually picked up the pace on the Mercs.
Really?
So the strategy obviously didn't work.
But there was a time apparently when the Mercedes were a full second quicker on the medium tyres, because obviously Lando Norris was on the mediums as well,
was.
Similar thing, never doubt the McLaren strategist, because I thought, what are they doing, you know?
I literally love that. I think he got a bit fortunate with that safety car. But saying that,
Lando?
Yeah.
No, mate.
No, because he got the. He drove up, then he pitted on, because he already had a pit stop, didn't he? He went on the softs. So instead of having to do like another 25 seconds, he just got to do it, keep the grid position and stay.
No, he went on hards, didn't he, in his pit stop? Because he lost 2 positions.
Oh yeah, but no, what I'm saying is he went softs and then pitted before the safety car.
Oh, I see.
And then didn't lose any positions because he was. But even like Charles Leclerc having that front wing fixed during the safety car was great for them.
Yeah.
It was, but Lando's obviously just a standard start, but he like almost did like probably 25 overtake. Probably an exaggeration, but he went all the way up to
10th, I think.
10th from the start.
He was P8.
Yeah, and then.
But then the box brought him back down to P10 just before the safety car.
But then the standard start, he dropped down to like 17th or something.
Yeah.
He got it in the wrong. It was like wheel spin on his back wheels or something.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Terrible start from him, which is just devastating. I guess we'll come on to it as to whether it was a good weekend for him or not, because obviously the qualifying, he had the opportunity, he bottled his one lap, and then Alonso span, so the yellow flag came out or whatever.
That was quite an unusual thing from Alonso. It was almost like a rookie mistake to spin where he spun, took too much curve, and then put the throttle down too much coming out of the corner and obviously spun.
Yeah. It's quite a rookie mistake, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe it was wind, or maybe the car. You clearly didn't bond with the car this weekend, did he?
Well, neither of them seemed to. But I mean, Stroll has never bonded with an F1 car, really, so.
Well, Stroll actually, he went. Obviously, he started in the pit lanes, but that's because I think he kept the floor from Kota.
Right.
But because he obviously too much fiddling about with the car, he obviously had to start from the pit lanes. But obviously, it's still not working. It's just all sort of. It's like.
It's funny what's gone on there, isn't it? It really is confusing to develop backwards. You know, they obviously started so well.
There's not really that much has changed, like regulatory-wise, during the season, is it?
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder whether it's something to do, and I'm probably way off here. This is probably the conspiracy theorist inside of me coming out here. But because Alonso was so far ahead of Stroll, and he was making Stroll look bad, maybe they've slowed the car down purposefully to make the gap between them not look as bad. Because let's be honest,
that is a hot take, my friend.
You know, Stroll has been on it with Alonso in the past couple of races, and I'm not saying they have done this on purpose, but it is flattering Stroll at the minute.
The conspiracy theorist within you is screaming out and saying Aston Martin have engineered their own downfall to save Lance Stroll's seat.
Potentially.
We should make this a section in the podcast.
Yeah.
Like a tinfoil, make a tinfoil hat section.
Yeah.
That is a bold take. That
you should be donning a tinfoil hat at the minute.
Yeah. No, I'm probably completely wrong, almost certainly, but you know, Stroll is.
No, it's a good little theory to put out there.
But to be honest, like just going through the notes here, the whole weekend was just a bit weird. So like, if we're just going back to FP1, all the F2 drivers are in. Don't know if anyone watched FP1. I did. Did you watch it?
I didn't watch. I saw bits of it.
Oh right, okay. Ollie Behrman did very well in a Haas.
Oh.
He was 0.3 off Hulkenberg, and then Theo Porcher in the Alfa Romeo. I think he went out 4 times, had the same issue or something like that.
Right.
But Ollie Behrman soon to be in F1, I imagine.
He's only 18.
Yeah, he's very good.
I'm just amazed. Ollie's educating us on F1 here.
I know.
You're really stepping up the game as host these days, mate. I'm impressed.
I've got it all, but now
there's a reason you've got the hot seat, mate.
Mate, now I'm not drinking. I can literally just honestly FP1, FP2, FP3, bomb.
Yeah, to be fair, I should be demoted to this end now, shouldn't I? Because I'm still drinking.
So we've got that. Yuki started at the back of the grid due to a new power unit.
Yeah, he got a new everything, didn't he?
Yeah.
A new engine, new exhaust, new ERS system.
Or, as Crofty calls it, ERS.
Yeah, I noticed that. No one calls it that ever.
If you ever needed a Crofty moment,
there were a few Crofty moments this weekend, I have to admit.
Oh, mate.
As much as I like him, there was a few moments.
But
for the record,
good race for all AlphaTauris involved, I'd say.
Well,
yeah, certainly for Mr. Ricciardo.
Yeah, for Ricciardo, Yuki had a bit of a rough end, didn't he, when he was fighting with Piastri?
Oh, yeah.
I think it was completely Yuki's fault. Hold my hands up and say that.
Oh, no, it was. Like, watching the replay, he completely just tried to cut across.
Yeah.
They gave him no room at all.
It was the old school Yuki coming out of that. I wonder whether it was because Danny Rick was way up there and he didn't want to be outperformed, but...
Well, saying that, during all the qualies, or Q1, Q2, but not in Q3, Tsunoda was towing him down the main straight all the way because Daniel Ricciardo kept setting all these fastest sectors, like sector ones. But then me and Bolton were watching it. We were like, "How's he going to do in Q3 with no tow?"
Yeah, we were expecting P10.
Yeah,
but he put it.
Just slapped it P4. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And qualified Perez.
One thing I thought was really interesting. You know those really cool videos where they show you the pole lap versus someone else, the graphic side by side.
Yeah.
I saw the graphic of Verstappen's pole lap versus Danny Rick's.
Formula One addict. Shout out that guy.
Shout out them.
Go on.
So I watched that. In fact, no, it wasn't because it was the onboards actually.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
So and it was showing this live speed at each one. And what I thought was interesting was that obviously the Red Bull in the straights was just completely dominant. 15 kilometers an hour quicker in every straight, but in pretty much every corner, Danny Rick had the highest, lowest speed, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The highest minimum speed,
yeah.
Which means pretty much every corner he was taking slightly quicker. So he'd make up time in the corners, and then Max would pull it back in the straights. Wait, is Danny Rick just a genius now? Is the car really good?
Well, it goes back to his driving style, in which he the way he attacks corners is very unique. So you could say, to a degree, it's down to him. It's down to the way he drives. But obviously he's found a car that allows him to do that, because at McLaren, obviously that wasn't the case.
Did you hear though? I think it might have been in that video we just watched. He said that all credit to Lando about how Lando's ability to drive, adapt to a car, but he just couldn't do it. Like this is the way he's been taught to drive. But
yeah.
He's good race for Danny Rick.
Very good race.
And just staying on Danny Rick just for a second, the pace of the car was amazing. Like the fact that right towards the end he was hunting down Russell, like George Russell in the Mercedes, and on the last lap, I think there was a time when he was a tenth behind him, like literally right on his arse. But then it was when the TV directors turned it away, and they showed Verstappen
coming to the finish,
and it's like, come on, this is it's been a boring race. It's the most exciting point. Danny Rick fighting a Mercedes on the last lap for P6.
And they cut away.
They cut until like the last corner when Russell's like 30 feet ahead of him.
I think everyone felt the same. They were like, no, we know Max is going to win.
Bloody hell. So sticking on sort of the early weekend, Max and George holding up traffic in Q1.
Yeah, that was. It was a bit ridiculous that they didn't get any penalties for that.
Yeah.
It's considering what the FIA said at Singapore.
Singapore.
Jos Verstappen's definitely paid off the FIA for something there. I'm not you're right. Slam dunk penalty.
You'd be wearing this tinfoil hat permanently. I think, honestly.
But wait, you're right. They said
They said they weren't going to do it.
We got
again.
it wrong.
Yeah.
But Max came out with something that was like, if everyone's doing it, you can't just punish two people, because everyone was trying to get that space in between the.
No, I don't agree with that.
I don't know, but
I don't agree with
that. I think
I
was assuming when the cameras cut away, there was Max, there was George, but then everyone else behind them were doing it to some extent.
But then you would say track limits. Everyone does it. Let's just not penalise anyone.
Yeah.
So
it
sets the precedent, doesn't it?
I think I would, especially after what they've said. They said we got it wrong, and then he did it again. It's just like.
And another thing, actually, just sticking on this point. You know, this new thing that the FAA has suddenly decided they're going to bring in, where this minimum lap time for qualifying. Every single race that this has been supposedly a directive, multiple cars have broken it, and never ever ever has anyone been punished for it at all. It's such a tin pot rule. Like, don't even put it out there.
Yeah, why even bother?
Why even bother if you're never going to enforce it?
Well, he's got Logie Sard driving.
Yeah, his quali lap can't even do the minimum.
We've got Ferrari front row, which kind of touched upon.
Yeah.
Very good. I think they said they were surprised at the pace of the car.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
Something weird happened there, because usually at quali, at the end of Q3 with the track evolution, it's just cars going quicker and quicker and quicker, but no one on the final lap seemed to better their previous lap. Not sure if the track had cooled down or something.
Or even heated up, and so the surface of the tyres were too hot and the grip was lost.
Or maybe the engines were getting a bit hot.
Who knows? But you don't get a lot of cooling, do you? Because it's such a high track.
Yeah.
It's the air is very thin. Like you run the most downforce at Mexico, and yet you can get some of the highest top speeds.
Yeah.
It's
apparently it's highest downforce, but the least amount of downforce of any track.
It's
crazy.
Well, how much is the DRS isn't nearly as useful, is it?
It's not as useful because the air's thinner, so obviously there's less drag.
Yeah, that's probably why it looked like Perez's car was taking off.
Yeah.
Max Verstappen, 16 races won this season. Round of applause for Max Verstappen, ladies and gents.
I tell you that with a pinch of salt,
because he's tinfoil hat on him.
Yes,
here.
this could fully be a section.
Why is he not? We're going to argue about how many wins he's had again.
No, actually, no. I was going to kind of.
You were right on that, by the way.
I was going to build it into obviously they had the cost cap last year, but we can probably forget about that.
Yeah.
No, can't we?
Well, it's good to.
We'll give it him on merit.
Yeah, we'll give him the fact he's a 2-time champion now. Ooh. Fair play to him.
Ooh, it's happening again.
Even Christian Horner's called Lewis an 8-time world champion.
Has he actually?
Yeah.
Fair play.
Was it by accident or was it like a slip of the tongue?
I think it was by accident, but there's a compilation on YouTube of people calling Lewis an 8-time world champion.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm going to fall asleep listening to that tonight.
It's like Lando, Leclerc, Christian Horner, Rosberg, they've all done it.
Yeah.
They all know.
Mad. It's
just not on the bloody trophy.
But are we on Abu Dhabi 2021 again?
Hey, a couple more races will be there again soon.
I know.
That'll be a fun one. But I texted these before. I said Max realistically is going to be. He's probably going to have 19 wins by the end of the season. If he wins the next 3, which is very possible.
Yeah.
He's not DNF'd, has he, yet this season? Or has he?
No, he's not.
I don't think he has.
Because the first 2 races when Perez won,
he was second.
He was P2, yeah.
It's just obscene how good he is.
Yeah, it's unfair.
And then Singapore, what was Singapore like? What a shame, in a way, what a shame they had that race, because how incredible would it have been if they really had done the perfect season.
Yeah.
But
was it something, I think you mentioned, that you said the other team should be worried, or was it Helmut Marko interview, where he said other teams should be worried because of how...
No, it was Adrian Newey.
Adrian Newey, sorry, yeah.
He was just expect more of the same, because we are already so far down the development train.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one.
That's scary.
But to have that confidence as well, he must just know. He must be able to see what's going on in the other cars.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, that's what we did last April.
He's clearly found something, and he's like, there's another half a second in this. But you know what I thought was really interesting yesterday, when they were walking down the grids up and down and seeing cars, when the camera zooms in on the cars, they're so much more detailed than at the start of the season. You know that photo of the Ferrari at the start of the season, last year, when they were just kind of really basic.
Oh yeah.
There's so much intricate detail on them now that just wasn't there before.
Yeah.
On all teams.
Do you remember Ferrari at the start with those weird side pods that looked like they were square?
Yeah, that's what I was referring to when they were they were really cool, yeah.
And the nose side pods now, but now Merc have put them back on and they're winning. Well, not winning, but they're hitting points
They've certainly
again.
seen an improvement.
Winning the excluding Max Verstappen championship.
Yeah.
Well, we need an update on that, actually. Maybe in the next pod we'll have an update on that.
We could do. They're not there yet, I don't think, Merc.
What?
No, as in...
I don't know, Merc have already overtaken us. No, have they?
As in the Drivers' Championship if Max didn't exist. Do you remember
that was
a thing?
Yeah, we'll do, yeah.
We need an update
on
that.
That's a good idea, actually. But Merc, very good. Lewis Hamilton, P2.
P2, yeah. Great drive from him again,
He loves
always.
North, and he loves the America, doesn't he? The whole continent.
He does.
They all love him as well.
Brazil as well. He loves Brazil.
I think he's going to... Wait for my predictions. I think he's going to do well next week.
Ollie, can you do my predictions first, please?
Later,
when we get to it.
I'm not sure you want to. But George, P7? P8? I can't remember. might have been P6.
I think it was P6.
I think it's going under. Yeah, it was P6 because Danny Rick was P7 chasing him, wasn't it?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I think it's going under the radar how big the gap between Hamilton and Russell has been this year.
Yeah, that's quite.
Like, bearing in mind, Hamilton is miles ahead of Russell already. But obviously Hamilton got his disqualification last week, so imagine he hadn't have had that.
And he crashed out the week before.
Yeah, mate, he'd be nearly double the points.
Would it be nearly double?
He's way ahead, mate. So whether it's Hamilton having an exceptional season or Russell having a poor one, but I think what was telling yesterday was two things. Hamilton came on the radio, they asked him how the balance of the car was.
He said it was great.
He said it was great, which I've not heard positivity like that for a while. And even when he ended and he finished P2, how happy he sounded.
Yeah.
There's positivity around Mercedes at the minute, which is good.
It's good to see. Yeah.
Oh, Toto Wolff said in his in like an interview after the race, he was just saying because he was smiling loads as well. But he was just like, I'm so happy with how the car's coming on at the moment, because the last couple of races they have been, haven't they?
Yeah. And hopefully it feeds into next year and they can
a bit more competitive.
Hopefully, take something to Red Bull, but we'll have to see how that goes.
You mean Max?
So, as it stands,
Max and Danny Rick.
As it stands, with obviously Perez DNFing, there is 20 points between Hamilton and Perez, which is very doable over 3 races.
Yeah, well, if you just look at the last few races, Hamilton's on fine form. But
it worries me that Perez, because I think that might be a major factor if he doesn't get P2, like his seat will be, I think they've said that, haven't they? Like, Helmut Marko has, but I don't really take what he says.
He said a lot, Helmut Marko.
He said, like, they've never had a 1-2 before in the driver's standings, but I think if he doesn't get the P2, that could be very detrimental for him.
But I think it's, as well, if Hamilton hadn't been disqualified last weekend, there'd be 1 point in it already.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, if there was 1 point, Hamilton would easily take it.
Yeah.
And I think Helmut Marko and Christian Horner, they look at representative results. The driver's standings isn't everything. Obviously, they want to get this 1-2, but I think if they take mitigating factors into it and say, actually, Perez, you've got the 1-2, but really, you haven't actually fought for it.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know.
But it was nice to see. You see Horner consoling him.
Yeah.
I felt really bad, but
it's good to see that he's still got an arm around him and he's still looking after him.
But I think
we don't know what he was saying.
You're in trouble, mate.
Look at Danny Rick, you're out there, P4 at the minute. That could have been you.
Does it? Perez. I mean, does it go back to the?
You look visibly in pain now.
I just felt really, because I love Perez. I think he's a great guy. But I think we discussed it like 4 or 5 podcasts ago. Like, who else would want that seat with Max? Probably bar Danny Rick and maybe Liam Lawson.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a competitive seat.
Yeah, again, they've openly said pretty much that Lando can have that seat whenever he wants.
Right.
He's not going to take it. I think most drivers, they just know, every driver's dream except Yuki's obviously to open his restaurant is to win a championship. So
you're not going to win it while you're in that second seat, are you?
You're not, because Perez is, let's be honest, an unreal driver, but he's just being absolutely shat on.
He is made to look like a joke.
Yeah.
But it's just one of the most high pressure. It must be one of the most high pressure seats. That one. Yeah. And it must all. Again after the summer break, it must all just be coming down on him now, especially after that.
I don't know how he's. I couldn't cope. I wouldn't be sleeping at night. I wouldn't eat food.
People are like destroying him on Twitter and stuff like that.
Yeah. I don't know how he's even still going. I'd have given up, me.
Is Perez safe?
The man is safe.
Was Max safe the before this weekend? Because he had to rock up with bodyguards.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, which I didn't. Apparently that's a thing that's happened on a few occasions.
Apparently in the last 6 years, it's happened twice that Perez's teammate have had to have bodyguards in Mexico. I don't know why.
But they were going mad. I don't know if you've seen the video, but there was people fighting in the stands.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like football hooliganism has got into F1 at the Mexico Grand Prix. So I don't know if it's something that
they're so passionate though. Like any sport.
Well, a lot of them left after Perez's crash. It's like I've never known fans like that.
No.
To be honest, I'm sort of like all the stuff that went on with Charles after when he's on his podium interview. Like, all the booing, it's not really fair form, is it?
It's not cool, is it?
He dealt with it quite well, though.
Yeah, I think he was. But it's like there's just no need for it in the sport.
Yeah.
It's not that type of sport.
It's not
is
that type of sport.
And honestly, I think F1 needs to genuinely reconsider. You know, obviously, if it's not an iconic track. It's not got good racing.
Yeah, if you're thinking about getting rid of Belgium but keeping Mexico, it's like...
If the fans are going to behave like that and they're going to leave halfway through, because, you know, we've got favourite driver, Lando, but, you know, if Lando DNF'd, still there to see Lewis, Charles, and...
Well, no, I'm not leaving him. If I go to Silverstone, like 300 something quid ticket, I will not be leaving, mate. All of them could DNF, I'll still be there.
Just standing and watch an empty track.
Watch that safety car going round.
Well, there was the whole thing with Charles, all the booing, and then something else happened. Someone else was getting like, I don't know who it was.
Good fact, that, mate.
Mine's gone blank again.
I was going to say, I can't offer you any help here.
I should write these down.
You write a lot down, just not that.
He writes a lot down, it's just illegible, that's his problem.
Perez,
Draw a straight line, all.
they're kind of straight this time around. Oh, look at them!
I'm going to have to cut that out.
Wink, wink.
What's the minute?
Yeah, what minute are we on here? K-Mag crash.
Let's censor it.
Yeah, we're going to censor that. K-Mag crash.
K-Mag crash.
Bad. It wasn't his fault though, was it?
It was the car's fault. You're awful. You're cancelling us, not me. It's you.
Wait, coming from your remark in the past few podcasts.
I'm the only one that's good on this podcast.
I'm the only one who's never been beeped on this podcast.
Well, you are now.
Or my mouth blurred.
Right, well, you are going to go after this.
I'm going to blur your face in the edit on this bit. Ready? There you go.
In fairness, somebody got bleeped because of me. Right, come on. F1.
Oh,
we're just talking about how disrespectful fans were. We're just going. K-Mag crash. It was not his fault. It was right rear suspension I've got here.
Yeah, and you're right.
Right. Well, they took Hulkenberg back in, didn't they? I think under the safety. Yeah, under the safety car, they took him into the garage and checked his right rear suspension.
Bloody hell!
Obviously, an engineering issue on.
It was a bad crash.
Yeah, it was a bad crash.
Like, but the fact he walked away from it so well.
Did you hear Max when he was driving? Or he was complaining to, I think, GP Lambiase, whatever his name is.
Jean-Pierre Lambiase.
Yeah. He was saying, we should have red flag, just load of bollocks. You know, it was, all the debris was on the side of the track.
It was obvious it was going to be.
All the barriers were damaged and stuff like that. So
yeah,
as soon as the barriers damaged.
I couldn't believe that Lando boxed at that point. It was so clearly a red flag.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the few times when McLaren did
Max boxed as well, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he did. But that's because he had a free pit stop. So
yeah, I guess you're right.
Whereas Lando lost 2 places.
But I think Alfa Romeo. Like, what do we talk about?
Let's move on. I was going to talk about it, but no one's interested.
Yeah.
Jimmy's not
They've
interested.
clicked off.
Yeah.
Bottas is notoriously good at this race. Apparently, he got a really good result last year. Don't know what he got.
And he got pole in 2021.
Yeah,
yes, he did.
So,
yes, he did.
Yeah, he is pretty good, but I didn't see much.
Did you see where he finished?
No.
This race?
No.
No, where did he finish?
Well, I'll tell you during the upcoming predictions.
Oh God.
I think it was plumb last.
Oh.
Well, he didn't.
Did I predict that?
He didn't finish last.
He retired.
No, he stayed in.
Oh, he's second last.
Are we on the predictions now?
What minute are we on? Can we check?
On your thing.
It's down there, mate.
On your mic.
What am I looking for here?
Just click.
38.
38 minutes. Yeah, let's do predictions.
All right, okay.
Do predictions.
Moving swiftly on to the prediction section.
I don't think we've ever had intro music for the predictions before.
Something new, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm adding something new to the predictions. You might have seen it when I showed you the notes before.
I didn't see it.
Okie doke. Right. So, our predictions for Mexico. Who would like to be read off first?
Let's go Bolton again.
Bolton, okay. So, win.
Neither of us jumped to that opportunity.
Win, you put Lewis, which is P2.
Yeah, good shout.
Loss, you put Yuki Tsunoda. Fastest lap, Charles.
Was that right?
No, I think Hamilton got it.
Hamilton got it,
Yeah, Hamilton got it. Fastest pit Ferrari, so you actually got that.
Hey!
No way.
Yeah,
did
Ferrari
Ferrari get the
fastest
fastest
It
pit.
was the 2.25,
I told you it'd come good.
2.35, something like that.
Quick bit of news, but did you see that Red Bull, when they were doing their practicing, got a pit stop of 1.6 seconds?
1.64.
No.
Yeah, but it was a complete stationary car.
Stationary car. But still, pretty mad.
Very, very good.
Anyway, back to the predictions.
So 1 point, driver of the day, Lewis, and your surprise was Checo to be higher than Max. He was technically higher.
Briefly.
Okay,
Well,
1 point.
that could not have gone worse.
No.
Oh, it could have. I'm about to read dailies.
Oh, no, joking.
Win, you put Lewis.
Oh.
Loss, Hulkenberg. Fastest lap, you put Sonoda. He had it for a bit.
He had it for a
Yeah, he
bit,
had it for a bit.
actually.
Fastest pit, Red
Shut
Bull.
up.
Driver of the day, Perez. And surprise was Danny Rick to lose. So you had Hulkenberg to lose and Danny Rick to lose.
Perez getting driver of the day, I was onto something there, because I thought all the fans would vote for him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
But-
thought so. That's if
Then
he
he
didn't
crashed.
take off, yeah.
Although he was only in the race for about 10 seconds and he overtook about 3 cars, so he's my driver of the day.
Are you ready for my stellar prediction?
Well, let's
here?
read-
Oh, wait, let me read Jimmy's off actually. Shout out to Jimmy, welcome
Shout
back.
out to
Jimmy the skipper.
Jimmy.
Hello Jimmy. Thank you for your predictions and comments again. So we've got Jimmy, win, he said Hamilton. Loss, Joe, which he was, I think Joe second last. Close. Fastest pit, Red Bull. Driver of the day, Checo. I think you went similar. So the thing is you. Surprise, Merc double podium. And fastest lap, Hamilton, which you got.
Ooh.
Well done to Jimmy.
Well done, Jimmy.
Thank you, Jimmy,
Jimmy
again.
always gets more than me.
Jimmy's had a point, I think, so far in
Has
his
he?
predictions.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
Because
You
he's
watched-
sensible.
I've already seen mine, so I knew mine are pretty good.
Pretty good. Right. Let's have
So
it.
you've got win, Max. So
Cough
that's
out.
a tick.
Mate, I just because we've got about 3 races left until we have to do our count it up with the predictions video. Someone's getting
Oh,
heavily
God.
punished, so that'll be out soon.
Loss, Bottas, which is not right.
Correct, which is correct.
No
it?
way.
Yeah.
Is it not Joe?
No, no, we got a penalty. Bottas got a 5-second penalty. You know, for that incident with Stroll. I mean, I was so happy when I saw it.
Oh, you put...
So you've won already then, 2 points.
And I've got another one coming up.
Fucking hell, yeah. So you put fastest lap, Surge, which is
Well,
not
I didn't put
right.
that.
Surge.
You
So-
thought that?
Fastest pit, Ferrari.
Yeah, I'm in the points, big points.
Driver of the day, Piastri.
I don't think that was a bad shout, wasn't it?
I don't think Piastri's ever going to get driver of the day over Lando. Lando's just got better race pace.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's wrong.
We
Surprise.
got driver of the day a couple of weeks ago.
Did he?
Yeah, I think at Qatar. Not
Yeah.
Qatar.
Oh, no, in that when he won the sprint,
Ah,
that race after he got podium, I
Qatar.
think. Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Right, well,
So 3 to Ollie.
How many
three.
points? How many?
3.
How many? 3.
3.
Are you sure? 3.
And you got 1. Jimmy got 1. I got
None.
nothing.
Did I really get 3?
Right. Let me do some writing.
Oh, okay, go on. Oh wait, I want to show you. I'll do my
Oh
surprise.
yeah, let Ollie go. Let Ollie go.
I'll read it out to you. So I've added for Brazil, and if you're happy with,
Yeah.
for the rest of the pod. We've got 3 races left. I've added a pole position category.
Oh,
Okay.
very good.
I think borrowed from P1.
And when are you returning this?
It's a
Right.
yes.
Okie dokie. Well, Oliver, who do you predict for pole?
Oh no, I don't want to go first. I like
Oh.
thinking.
Well, you are.
Oh, okay. Pole position in Brazil.
Who is?
Because it's a new category, I can say whoever, right? It's not. I can't do. It's not
Well,
like
you
the week
could do
before.
it if it was an old
You can
category as well.
say whoever you want, mate.
No, but I think you can't like predict it as from
Yeah,
the
you
week
can't do
before.
what you did
Oh,
last
right.
week.
So it's a
Yeah.
new category.
Yeah,
Max Verstappen then.
Okay.
I'm in for the points here now. I'm going for it.
Max. Win.
I can't say Max again. So
Can you not?
no, because I said it last week.
Lad, you don't even know the rules.
Oh,
This
right.
is why I write.
I see what you're saying. I see
Okay.
what you're saying.
Who's winning it? I'm just gonna go with my boy Lando Norris.
Lando.
Wait, Lando's winning it.
Yeah, because I can't pick Max.
Right, okay, yeah.
That's why.
Loss.
I'm gonna go Logan Sargent.
Sarge. Fastest lap?
Max Verstappen again. I know it's boring, but this is crunch time. With 3 races to go.
Fastest pit?
I'm going to go McLaren.
MCL? Driver of the day?
I'm going to go Lewis Hamilton.
I think that's a good idea.
I don't.
No?
He's finished P2 really frequently, so if he finishes P2,
But
he's not getting driver of the day.
Hopefully you just have a stinker of a qualies and like Norris did.
Maybe.
Surprise. Hamilton to have a stinker of a qual.
No. Surprise. I'm going to go
Hamilton Q2 exit.
No, I'm going to go I don't know. Can we come back to it? Let Daily do as well.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, we cut the video.
No.
Oh, okay. I'm going to go Ferrari double. No, I'm not. I'm going to go both Ferraris to DNF.
What, lad?
Whoa.
Ferrari double podium would have been a better shout.
No, but I've already got Lewis winning it, and then Max is. I would have picked Max. That's 2 of them.
Right, if you're
Ferrari
going in it for
double
the
DNF.
points, I'm going in it for the points. So you
Go
ready
on
for
then,
this?
Daily.
Max. Oh no, pole position. Max.
Boring.
Win.
Max.
Loss.
Max.
Joe.
Joe. Fastest lap? Pierre. Fastest lap?
Max.
Max. You're going all in on
Well,
Max.
I don't usually choose Max, and this is probably why I'm losing.
Fastest pit? Max.
Red Bull.
Red Bull.
Yeah,
I think we were a bit silly with our predictions in the past couple. It's
Driver of the day.
Nah, not Max, lad. Hamilton. I think I slated you for that, didn't I?
You did. I was just about a minute ago. You went, I don't think that's a good idea.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Max doesn't win. Spread my bets.
You did this last week.
Like, I can't lose. If Max wins, I get a point. If Max doesn't win, I get a point.
Fair play.
Oh, you took this
that
approach
needs.
to investing. Jesus.
I think we need some. We need the rule book on this.
No, I think that's allowed.
Of course, that's allowed.
It's called
lad.
intelligence.
Mate, I'd do that every week if that was the case. That's a guaranteed point. TB, pole position.
Leclerc.
Charles. So Tom Bolton isn't in for the points.
I'm going all out, mate.
Who's winning?
Hamilton.
Yeah, you're definitely not in for the points.
Can we clip that?
Who's losing?
The Astons have been on a bit of a retiring streak, haven't they?
Oh no, we don't class retirements.
Yeah, I know, that's why I'm reluctant. I'm going to go Hulkenberg.
Hulkenberg.
Getting a bit chilly now.
Fastest lap.
Leclerc.
Ooh. Fastest pit.
McLaren.
McLaren. Driver of the day.
Hamilton.
We've all come Hamilton.
Bloody hell.
Hamilton DNF incoming.
Surprise.
Let's go. Can I have Danny Rick higher than Checo?
Oh yeah.
Finish.
Okay.
It's a
think
race finish, yeah.
That's still on the cards.
Has to be race, not quali.
Danny Rick higher than Checo. Higher than Checo.
Banking on another Checo DNF here, are we?
Or another standard Checo drive.
And those are the predictions over.
I look forward to that one.
But Brazil is on at a sensible time this week. It's on at 5 p.m. I think. So
Nice.
if you're
We
about,
might be able to get one out on
you were on for it.
Yeah.
So 5 p.m. we'll have it out by 8.
Oh, actually,
No, we weren't.
ooh.
We're out by 8.
Yeah, no, that's
You're
all
on.
right. Yeah.
So got Brazil coming up. We'd like to thank.
Is there one after Brazil?
Then it's a break, and then it's Vegas, and then it's Abu
That's
Dhabi.
probably a good thing because my exam's on that Monday afterwards. So
Oh right, okay, fair enough.
wouldn't have been able to otherwise. But
Yes, thank you for all the love and support shown on the videos. Thank you to Jimmy if you're watching again.
Jimmy the Skip.
thank you very much.
If you got anyone else who's got predictions, please leave them in the comments. Happy to take them on board. We'll
Yeah.
read them out. But anything you'd like to add, chaps?
Shout out to my cousin Joseph Haslam.
Is he a watcher?
He's a
Fake fan.
no, he's a watcher. He's a semi-decent watcher.
Shout out Joseph.
I said I'd give him a shout out yesterday, so yeah.
I'm going to go shout out Hopworks Brewery again. Very good beer.
Anyone you'd like to shout out?
No.
No.
Right.
Well,
I'm saving it for. I have 2 next week.
You're saving it for Lynn.
That's where we cut the video. Thank you all. See you next week.
Next time.
See ya. Bye bye.
Bye bye.